Hey y'all, welcome back.
It's Wednesday, so you know we're winging it. This week we're going to talk about the most important thing that we've learned that makes RVing even more enjoyable for us.
Yeah, so stick around.
Okay, before we get started on this week's Winging It, we want to say a very special thank you. Thank you to those of you, and hey, if you're watching this video, you're one of them.
You're one of them.
Who have been watching our videos. We recently hit the 1 million view mark on YouTube, and wow, guys, that is amazing.
That's incredible. I mean, that motivates us to do even more and strive to get better every single day. I mean, that is awesome. I never would have imagined in my lifetime that I could do anything that would have 1 million people watch it. I mean, that is awesome, and I really do thank you.
So keep those comments coming. If you haven't already joined us, please subscribe, share us with your friends. We'd love to have you along for the adventure, and a very special thank you to all of you who are already joining us on our journey and helping us get those views. We really, really appreciate it. We're going to have some great stuff coming up.
Yeah, we do. We got some great stuff.
So this week, we're winging it on another trail.
Yeah.
We're at Palo Duro Canyon State Park, and we love this park, y'all. This is just amazing.
It's awesome. We saw Texas while we were here.
Yes.
Yay! That was really cool. That's a play here that they do during the summer. But you know what? Let's get on with the winging it.
Yes. So this week's topic, like we said, is the most important thing we've learned that makes RVing even more enjoyable. We're setting 10 minutes on the clock. We're winging it.
We're winging it.
Okay, so the most important thing, you know, there are so many things that we love about RVing.
Yeah.
And it's tough to pick just one, but really,
something keeps coming up every single time. But it's not just keeps coming up. We kind of learned it early on, and we've stayed with it every place we've gone to, and as we do it, it just keeps getting better.
And I think this holds true for not just full-time RVers, for somebody who's going out for a weekend or a week or a month or any type of RVing or even travel.
Yeah.
This would make a difference, I think.
And what we're talking about is ask a local. And what that means is when you go to these places, and especially when you RV, when you fly to a place, you're flying over everything. You're going to major cities and stuff normally, but when you RV, you go through some of these small towns. When you go to these state parks, like we love state parks and national parks, they're close to some of these awesome little towns that have an incredible amount of history. But guess what? The roads have bypassed them, the highways have bypassed them, the railroad that used to come through their town a lot of times don't come through the town anymore, but those stories are still there. Oh, and let me give this to Stacy.
We're winging it.
We're winging it. And somehow my phone is...
We've barely gotten a signal while we've been here. We're out on the Sunflower Trail, and of course now Tom's phone is going to ring. That's priceless.
That is priceless, and I can't find the phone. Oh my gosh, we're going to put it on silent. I apologize for that. That shows you we're truly winging it.
All right, so that threw me off completely.
Well, we were talking about asking a local.
Okay, so let's give you a few examples of what we mean.
Yeah.
All right, so by the way, that is we are totally unedited on these winging it, yes. Obviously. So apologize for the interruption. Okay, so one example is we were at Fort Richardson State Park near Jacksboro, Texas. We went in, we needed to go to the post office. So we went to the post office, and while we were there, we were talking to the post lady. And we asked her, where should we go eat? And she sent us to Hertzberger, which, holy cow, y'all. I know a lot of y'all know Hertzberger because they are apparently world famous, but somehow over the years we had missed hearing about this place.
Well, and also it's a little bitty hole in the wall. You're not going to find it. There's no way you're going to pick it out unless you know about it or someone tells you about it. I mean, literally, it's just a little bitty hamburger stand with the simplest menu I've ever seen. Hamburgers and grilled cheese. That's it. They don't even have fries. You can get chips and a drink with your hamburger / cheeseburger. You can get a single, double. I mean, that's it, and it was awesome.
It was awesome. And while we were there, some folks came over and were talking to us, and they suggested we go to the community museum, and they told us where it was, and we went over, and holy cow, that was the place where 4-H in Texas got started. We stood in the room, you know, the high school organization 4-H, which is an agriculture club. In Texas, that's where it got its start as the Corn Club back decades ago.
Totally free, too.
Totally free, runs on donations, met some great folks, spent several hours touring the museum. It was amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, every place we go, we ask a local. We ask them, where should we go? What should we do? I mean, I guarantee you, every place. And we have found several of these museums. I mean, a lot of these small museums we found because we asked the local and they said, go, go, go. Now, we have this stuff. You're going to see these coming up in our future vlogs, because these places were so special to us. We hope they'll be special to you as well. And then when you go to these small towns, you'll know about them. But we encourage you, you're going to find them if you just ask a local.
Yeah, I mean, same thing happened when we were in Quanah.
Yeah.
When we were in Quanah, we went to Copper Break State Park. That's where our last week's Wingin' It was from.
Yeah.
From the trail in Copper Break State Park. Beautiful park, by the way. But while we were there, we asked a ranger, hey, we want to go into town. Where should we go eat? And she sent us to the Medicine Mound Depot restaurant, which was super cool in itself. A lot of history
family
there.
Owned and operated. I mean, they have like 20 employees and 15 of them are families, something like that. It's just crazy.
And
it's awesome.
And the building is made of 2 railroad depots from other towns that are put together. So super cool. While we were there, we talked to Bobby, the owner.
Yep.
And we said, hey, while we're in town, what should we do? And he sent us to their community museum, where we met his kindergarten teacher, Scarlett, who is now the museum curator. And it's in the old Quanah Railroad Depot and the old Hardeman County Jail. And we never would have found this place had he not told us where it was, because you go through Main Street and it's not on Main Street. It's a block off or so. But wow, what a place. And also free, runs on donations.
Yeah, and that's a place where Quanah Parker himself has walked in and out of that place several times. Back when it was a railroad depot. So, I mean, the history is unbelievable. These small towns have stories, and the stories are pretty awesome, and that's what we're finding. Let's kind of move.
Yeah, let's show you a little bit about where we are. So the trail that we're on, we're actually doing a series of 3 trails today, and we asked one of the rangers what her favorite trails were. And because we came to a ranger program, which was super cool on Saturday, and she said you got to check out the Rojo Grande Trail, which was really neat, and that led us to the Sunflower Trail that we're on now. And look at the views we're getting, y'all. We got a little stream down here, we got some green, we got the canyon walls in the distance over there. Palo Duro Canyon is the 2nd largest canyon in the lower 48, behind the Grand Canyon. Yeah. And you camp in the canyon itself within the state park, and there are tons of hiking opportunities and mountain biking, and it's just amazing.
But our main point again of this video is just ask a local. It's real easy to do, and it could be the park ranger where you're at. Like as soon as you check in at a state park, you might ask them what town is next to it, and maybe in that town what is in the town? Where do you like to eat? You know, because some of these neat restaurants we've found a lot.
Yeah.
We found a lot of neat restaurants by just asking a local, someone who lives in the area. And that's, some of these places are off the beaten path. They're not what you're going to find. You're not going to find a brochure on them.
Right. You're not going to, some of them don't have websites.
Right.
Some of them don't have, they're not going to be listed on other websites because they don't have websites. And a lot of these big, these big websites that you use for trip planning, they don't necessarily find these little museums or small attractions or local restaurants and things like that.
Yeah.
So if you really want to explore an area, ask a local.
Ask a local. Yeah, and they'll tell you because they're passionate about their area. That's why they live there, and so it's really enhanced our RV lifestyle. I mean,
there's no doubt.
I can guarantee you some of the best things we've seen since we've been on the road. And even before we were on the road, we would ask people when we go to state parks and stuff and find a neat restaurant or a neat little museum in town. We used to do that before we went full time, but now it's a major part of our traveling.
Yeah, one of the first things we do when we get somewhere is ask somebody, what should we see while we're here? What do you recommend? When we're meeting people in campgrounds, we ask them, have you been here before? What do you like to do while you're here?
Let me put my bag down, and I need to switch arms. Woo! Thank you, because that arm was getting tired.
So we're winging it.
We're winging it.
And before we go, you know what? Let's show you a little bit about where we are. Our clock, we still have a little bit of time here, but my gosh, y'all, this is just an amazing place. And we have so enjoyed it. We can't wait to come back. There's so much still to do and see in this area. The town of Canyon next door, we went to a super cool museum called the Panhandle Plains Museum that's been operating since 1933.
Yeah. Oh,
there we go. So we hope you've enjoyed this episode of Wingin' It. We'd love to hear your comments, some things that you found by talking to locals, or a local thing to do in your area, so that when we come through, it's something we can look up. That'd
absolutely,
be awesome.
Absolutely.
And so until next time, y'all, thanks for joining us. Keep on winging it.
Keep on winging it.
Safe travels.
And happy camping.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, turn this around so they can see where we're going.
Wow.